Hi friends, welcome back to Connect with Civil. This video deals with the analysis of non-concurrent force systems. Let's see what are coplanar non-concurrent forces. When all the forces in a force system lie in a single plane, we can say such forces are coplanar forces. Similarly, when the line of action of all the forces in a force system do not pass through a single point, we can say they are non-concurrent forces. In this example, we can see the forces are not parallel to each other. So we can say they are non-parallel forces. And in this one, the non-concurrent forces are parallel to each other. So we can say they are parallel forces. Here is a question. Determine the resultant of the system of forces acting on a beam as shown in the figure. So you can see there is a beam element, three non-concurrent forces are acting on it. There are two vertical forces and one inclined force. The point of application of the forces are mentioned, and also the inclination of the inclined force with respect to the beam element is also mentioned. Now we have to find the resultant for this system of forces. Resultant is the single force which will give the same effect of this system of forces. See, in the question you have seen there are two vertical forces and one inclined force. So first thing we have to do is to resolve the inclined force into its rectangular components. So resolve the inclined force into its horizontal component and vertical component. It is called resolution. For that, let's consider rightward direction as positive x-axis and upward direction as positive y-axis. So this is our inclined force 20 kilonewton. The inclination of the force with respect to the beam element is mentioned as 60 degree. Since the beam element is parallel to the x-axis, it also makes an angle of 60 degree with the x-axis, but in the third quadrant. Once we resolve this force, we will get like this. A leftward horizontal component of 20 cos 60 and a downward vertical component of 20 sin 60. Now we can replace the inclined force with the resolved components of 20 cos 60 and 20 sin 60. Now the system is ready for the calculation of resultant. That is, we have to find a single force which will have the same effect as that of the given system of forces. So this is our force system, and you can see resultant R is marked here. When we say about the resultant of a non-concurrent system, we have to find three things. That is, first one is the magnitude R. Second is the direction, it is marked as alpha in the figure. The third one is the point on the line of action. Here it is marked as X from the point A. Since it is a single horizontal beam element, we have to find only one perpendicular distance of the resultant from any particular point on the beam. If it's a plane element or combination of inclined beam elements, etc., we may have to find the x and y intercepts of the particular point. So this is the force system, and R is also marked in this. Here we can see there is one horizontal force and three vertical forces. Let's add up the horizontal forces to get Rx, that is the horizontal component of the resultant. Since the horizontal force is a leftward force, we can mark it as minus 20 cos 60, which will give a value of 10 kilonewton acting leftward. Now add up all the vertical forces to get Ry, that is the vertical component of the resultant. minus 20, minus 30, minus 20 sine 60 will give us a value of 67.32, which is acting downward. Now R will be equal to root of Rx square plus Ry square. So it will give a value of 68.06 kilonewton in the third quadrant. Next will be the direction alpha, which is equal to tan inverse sigma Fy divided by sigma Fx, which will give a value of 81.55 degree. Now we have to find the point on the line of action, that is the point where the beam element cuts the line of action of the force. Here it is marked as X from the point A. Here, since R is an inclined force, we again have to consider its rectangular components Rx and Ry, which we have found already. Now consider the system as the beam element with only the rectangular components of resultant acting on it. We know the resultant will give the same effect as that of the given system of forces. So we can compare the moment due to resultant with the moment due to the given system of forces and find out the value of x. Now let's see how to calculate the moment due to the resultant. Moment is equal to force into moment arm, and it is always expressed about particular point, and this point is known as the moment center. Here, since we have considered x as the distance from A, we can consider the point A as the moment center. Here forces are Rx and Ry. Moment arm is the perpendicular distance of the line of action of the force from the moment center. Now moment about the moment center A, that is MA equal to Rx into 0. Since line of action of the Rx passes through the point A, the perpendicular distance from A will be 0 plus Ry into x. The line of action of Ry is at a distance of x from the point A. So we will get MA is equal to Ry into x. From this we can write a formula for x as x equal to MA by Ry. Here Ry is known, that is we have already found it as 67.32 kilonewton. Now we have to find MA to calculate x. For finding MA, we can make use of Varignon's theorem. It says that algebraic sum of the moments of a system of coplanar forces about a moment center is equal to the moment of their resultant force about the same moment center. According to this, moment of the resultant about the moment center A, which we have to substitute in the equation for x, will be equal to the algebraic sum of the moments of the given system of forces about the same moment center A. Now consider the given system of forces. Here A is the moment center and moment arm for the 20 kilonewton force will be 1.5 meter and moment arm for 30 kilonewton will be 1.5 plus 1.5, that is 3 meter. And since line of action of 20 cos 60 passes through A, moment arm will be 0 for that, and for 20 sin 60 it will be 6 meter. On calculation we will get a moment of 223.90 kilonewton meter. Now we can substitute this value in the earlier equation for x, that is x equal to MA by Ry. We will get a value of 3.33 meter as x. So resultant of this given non-concurrent force system, we can define it by the magnitude R is equal to 68.06 kilonewton, direction alpha is equal to 81.55 degree, and point on the line of action, that is x equal to 3.33 meter from the point A. So this defines resultant completely. Let's revise the solution once again. So this is our system. Since we have an inclined force here, first we have resolved the inclined one into its rectangular component. Since it is in third quadrant, it is coming like this. So after resolving, we have replaced the inclined force with its rectangular components. So we got the system like this. Now we have to find the resultant, its magnitude r, direction alpha, and the point on the line of action x from A. So in order to find the resultant, we have to add up the horizontal forces together to get Rx and vertical forces together to get the Ry. So magnitude will be equal to root of Rx square plus Ry square, and the direction alpha will be equal to tan inverse sigma Fi by sigma Fx, or tan inverse Ry by Rx. In order to find the point on the line of action, first replace the resultant with its rectangular components Rx and Ry and find the moment about any point on the beam. Here we have selected the point A, so it will be Ma will be equal to Ry into X, where X is the moment arm. Then considering the system, find out the moment due to all these forces from the same point A. So we will get the value of Ma. So substituting the value of Ma in the equation x equal to Ma divided by Ry, we will get the value of x, that is the point on the line of actions. Thus we found out the magnitude, direction and point on the line of action of the resultant.